Mark Lewis Francis is a young boy from Smethwick that had a tough upbringing, but also had a major focus within his sport. Trials and tribulations, stayed focused and ended up competing on a world stage.
Here's number 424, Mark Lewis Francis, a very muscular athlete, powers out of the block. He's so big up.
As a young boy, I was brought up in Smethwick. I just remember my council estate being full of unity. You know, people from all sorts of backgrounds, you know, Asian community, white community, black community, but we all rallied in together because we didn't really see race, we seen the struggle of life. Like growing up, living where we lived, it wasn't easy. So I always knew that I needed to do a little bit more, not to live in the same situation as what we were living in. I was lucky enough to start athletics as a young athlete, which just showed me a different life, you know, different opportunities, that the world is bigger than my council estate. One of my main people that I used to look up to, that was my major inspiration, was my mother. I remember being a young person living in Smethwick and watching my mum work 2 jobs. You know, she used to work at the Grand Hotel and she was studying to be a nurse. And I just always remember the times and dedication that she used to put into her work. My grandparents came over in the Windrush generation, and you know, if it wasn't for them coming to the UK and setting up home and working as hard as they did, I don't think it would have gave me an opportunity to achieve the goals that I've achieved. You know, Great Britain gave us a lot of opportunity, a lot of resources that we could tap into. And again, I've just got to salute my grandparents because they came over here and they worked really hard, you know, looking after all their kids and making sure that there was a roof over their heads. And it wasn't easy back then, you know, because it was different. You know, people weren't used to seeing black people in those kind of numbers, you know, so they had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations of their own. And for us to still be successful today, you know, I applaud and I thank them from the bottom of my heart to the top. I remember driving up the Birmingham road with my father and noticing a little stadium in the background. So we decided to take the turn down the road and drive into Alexander Stadium. I remember walking into the reception. So for me, it was my first time seeing a massive stadium like this, and you know, being in the environment, you could smell the track from the reception. So for me, I was really excited. There's something deep down inside that I knew that I wanted to do. In 2000, I was selected to go to the Sydney Olympics, which I decided to turn down just because me and my coach at the time thought I was a little bit too young. A lot of people thought it was the wrong decision, you know, but for me, I think it was the right decision. So instead of going to the Sydney Olympics, I ended up going to the World Junior Championships in Santiago, Chile. And I came on with 2 gold medals, which was the 100 meters and the 4x1 relay, which enabled me to sign a professional contract and take the sport up as a professional athlete, which for me was amazing because I was able to financially support myself and do something that I enjoyed doing.
Lewis Francis got out very well out of the blocks. The youngster, 18 years old, answering again.
This is a young talent right here, you know, this is what Great Britain's got to offer. You know, all these guys here are talented, you know, next year is going to be something special for all of us.
And I ended up going to Athens Olympics, where I made it into the semi-final of the 100s and didn't make it into the final. I was absolutely devastated. I remember going back to the hotel room and calling my mum, and she's just said to me, "Listen, Mark, yeah, you've done amazing already. You know, you've got to an Olympic Games. You've not achieved what you wanted to achieve, but just remember you got the relay as well."
Jess Gardner gets away equally as well. This time Sean Crawford not so quick.
And then we came out as the underdogs.
Mark Lewis Francis has it for Britain in the front.
Maurice Green was on the last leg.
Maurice Green coming down on him.
He was the guy that I didn't want him to pass me at all.
Mark Lewis Francis has a chance of glory here. Maurice Green is coming. Mark Lewis Francis gets it, I think.
So when you see the explosion on the finish line, that's years and years of hard work, dedication and sacrifice all coming in at once.
He thinks he's got it. 38.09. What a performance. I said anything could happen, but you know what? I didn't think it would be a gold medal for Great Britain. It's gone up on the scoreboard. It's confirmed. Another gold medal. What a night.
What's important for me as a grandchild from the Windrush generation is that we carry on the legacy. Our grandparents worked really hard to get us to where we are today. You know, they made a lot of sacrifices, and I think we can still move that motion forward. because at the end of the day, we have a better platform now as young black people to make sure that our future generations are in a better situation than what we are in.